Hello, my name is NDFJ, and this is what I do. Hi guys, so slightly more advanced episode today. I'm introducing tables to this episode, something I haven't really introduced in any of the others. And the reason, well, I wanted to redo tables, introduce them and do a lot more with tables, show you guys some of the possibilities. But at the same time, I had one guy that wanted to know how I did the mouse drag events, so you could move the icons about. So for this episode, there's a couple of things you're going to need. That's the flib API and NPaint Pro. You only need NPaint Pro because I highly suggest using it. And, well, they're on the screen right now, so just pause the video, click on the annotations, it'll take you to the downloads, and then just come back and continue watching when you've got them. So now that you've got those files, as you can see on my screen, I've got a massive array of things all over the place. I've got OS, background, config, flib, icon, all sorts. So I'm going to start with the config and just show you what the config is. So edit config, and as you can see it says background image, background.nfp, background color and all of that. And if we look at the icon location, it basically it's the X and Y positions for where you want to draw to the screen. Edit icon run, exact same thing, but these are just what you want, the program you want to launch. For this, it doesn't really have much in here because these are just arguments for now. You can have whatever you want in these. Icon name is just what you're going to call it as well. So for now, I've also made a file called OS. And I'm just going to show you what that is. It's just that. It's just so I could do it off camera and not have to do it while I'm here. I've also put I've also made it clear right to the bottom, just so I can go like this. Then if I edit the OS, as you can see, it's quite a few lines of code. I'll explain what they all do right now, actually. So the first line is the preload variables. This is the first segment. It's just loading the API, getting the terminal width and height, and setting up for arguments just in case we want them later on, because chances I'm going to be using this throughout this new tutorial series I'm doing. So yeah, the next thing is the local variables. So it uses the flib API. It opens up as config, icon run, icon name and icon location, as you saw in my file list, and calls them into a table, and calls that table config, icon run, icon name and icon location, just so I can call them at a later stage and call specific lines and specific values from them, as I'm going to show you in this next chunk. So I've got background here. So background equals string.sub. I'm using the string API, and I'm looking for specific, I'm subbing specific characters, so I'm only using characters after a certain point. So I'm calling the config table, and I'm calling index1, which will be the background image. And I'm doing string.find, calling the first index in the config table again, and I'm looking for that specific character. And then I'm closing that, I'm going +2, so I'm adding 2 on, so it'll start exactly what it says background. And that just returns the background image, yeah. And then down here, it's the exact same thing, but using the second index and using the toNumber variable. So it collates it into a number, because for my colours I'm using numbers instead of words. If you were to use, say, term.set background colour, parentheses, colours.white, all you'd have to do is remove the toNumber part, and it would work. And this here, this OS running equals true. It sets the OS state to running. It's just so that later on I'm going to be using coroutines and other stuff like that, so it means I can end specific loops if I need to. So it's always good to have in there. And now we get to the functions. So I've just made a couple of functions up here just to shorten down code when I'm writing it. So for example, local back color equals function color. It just means that when I come to setting the background color for something, all I have to do is type back color and then the color, instead of going term.set background color and all that. Makes it a lot simpler. Then I've got local tprint, which is local text print, and it just gets the xpos and ypos from, you put in your xpos, your ypos, and then your text, And basically what that does is it sets the cursor position to the X and Y position, and then it writes the text. And then I've got my local color print, call print, which is exactly the same. Only it has more arguments. It has your X pos, Y pos, text, B color, and T color. So what this one does is it sets the background color to B color, sets the text color to T color, and then it uses the T print function and sets it to the X pos, Y pos, and writes the text. Next part, I've got a function here called draw initial. This is what you saw on there. It draws the title bar and the background image and all of that. So it just uses back color, term.clear, the Paint Utils API to load the background image, as you can see here. Just call it background because it's already got the information it needs from the config file. Next part is just clear line, call print, begin, and then just to launch it I use draw initial. So for now I'm just going to keep draw initial there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and set up a new area and go tables, well, local tables. And for here I'm just going to start setting up a couple of different variables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the begin menu. So local begin ops equals, and I'm just going to call a table. And I've called it begin ops because these are just the options that you're going to have. So I'm just going to have edit OS, shut down, restart. Nice simple values. And then I'm going to call another table within it. So in this table I'm just going to go x equals 1, y equals 3, y equals 2, b call for background color equals 128, t call for text color, I'm just going to go text like that. Screw it. Instead of b call I'm just going to go bg 128 txt equals 1 and action equals function, close it like that, and just shell.run edit OS end, and then it's that and that, and then you just basically do this for all of them. So it equals x equals 1, y equals 3, bg equals 128, txt equals 1, action equals function, os dot shut down, end, close the table, drop it down, and the last one here, and I forgot to open the table, sorry about that guys. So the last one, x equals 1, y equals 4, bg equals 128, txt equals 1, that's not an equals, action equals function, os dot reboot, end, and close it. So that one doesn't need a thing at the end to say that it's ended, it just does that. The next thing is, while I'm here, I'm going to go local icons equals, and do the same thing. So for this we'll go, we'll just go with icon 1, icon 2, and just give me a second guys, I'm being shouted. Right, I'm sorry about that guys, I just got shouted to have me tea, so I thought I'd get a cup of coffee at the same time. And when I came back I noticed I'd done something slightly wrong. So I'm just going to rectify that as well. These here, just completely get rid of that and go icon name 1, and down here want to do the icon name 2. So they'll get the actual icon names from the table that we specified earlier. And we do sort of the same thing here. So we call it into a table, but at the same time we'll just go xline. I'm just going to do it all lowercase for now. So xline equals, and then xline, so icon name 1 is xline equals 1, y line equals 2, and I'll explain what those do in a bit. So now we go x equals 2 number, icon location 1, and then it's y equals 2 number, I can't even spell now, so 2 number, icon location 2, and then it's action equals function shell dot run npaint pro, and I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, icon run 1. End, close the table, drop it down. So X line and Y line is basically where in the table it's going to be. So X line is the first line of the table, blah blah blah, and yeah, that's basically all that is. It's easy to figure out. So for example, if we got X line equals 3, that's a, yeah, and Y line equals 4, x equals 2 number, icon location, no, 3, yeah, basically the exact same information you put in for the x and y line. Y equals 2 number, icon location 4, action equals function shell dot run npaint pro, icon run 2, end. So the next thing I want to do now is, now I've got all that set up, just drop that. You know what? Just gonna completely get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. So next thing I want to do is I want to create a subcategory of table functions. So instead of local functions, it's table functions now. So local draw begin equals function end, and now I'm going to have a loop. So for kv in pairs begin opts. So I'm basically calling the, well, I'm doing a loop for the begin table, for the options table, and this is just going to go through the entire table and all the indexes. And I forgot the do there. So for kv in pairs begin ops do term dot, hang on, just back color, and that's v, I think it's v, yeah, it's v dot bg, and tprint so v.bg and then tprint, so my xpos, which is v.x, v.y, k. So that'll basically draw it when you use it. So I'm just going to go draw initial just to test it, and draw begin. So if I run OS, expect it to close at line 50. So edit OS, so go down to line 50. And you would have done something wrong. Right, what did I do wrong? I opened a table. Did I forget to close it somewhere? Yeah, I did. I forgot to close it there. Sorry about that. So 62. What's going on here? There we go. So as you can see, it draws it. Like right there. So I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit. So I'm just going to go edit OS and make sure everything's in line with each other. So to do that, you literally just come down here, put a couple of spaces in, so space it out like that, and then just do that. And it creates a nice little drop down menu like that. So edit OS, so we don't really need that right now, so I can get rid of that draw begin. And the next one I want to do, I'm just going to go main loop for now. So the next one I want to do is I want to go, I'll just tidy this up as well. So local draw icons equals function and it's basically the exact same thing. So for kv in pairs icons do end, but instead of back color we're just going to go paint utils dot draw image paint utils dot load image. I'm just going to go with icon1 dot nfp because we haven't set a variable in any of the configurations to pull up the actual names yet. So icon1 dot nfp, and then it's v dot x, v dot y, and then it's call print v dot x, v dot y plus 5. The text is, I can't remember what the text is now. Oh yeah, the text is k, and the background color that we didn't actually set is just 1, and the text color is config. What number was the text color? We'll just look now. If we come back up here, right up to these, icon text color, no, just icon text color. I'm not on ball today at all, so just icon text color, and that should work. So if we test this by going draw icons, save, There we go. Icon 1, icon 2. Nicely drawn. Sorry about that. Just needed a drink. So, edit OS. So now we have that. Next thing we want to do is we want to make them clickable. So, the way we do that is, I'm going to start with the icons actually. So, local drag icon equals function end, and it's for kv. No, oh, I can't actually remember how to do this, so I'm going to use my cheat sheet, which I do have from my NDF UI from when I made that. It just saves me a lot of time of messing around and figuring things out. There we go. Got you. So for kv in pairs icons do exactly the same sort of function but slightly different. So if k is actually no. What am I doing? Oh, it's drag. Yeah. So if k is not equal, yeah. So if k is not equal to nil, then, and there's something I forgot off this. So we'll go mouse X, mouse Y, new X, new Y. I'll explain why I did that in a second. So if we come here, so if it's not nil, then if mouse X is greater than or equal to v dot x, take away 2, it gives you some space to move around, and mouse X is less than or equal to v dot x plus 5, and mouse Y is greater than or equal to v dot y, take away 2, and mouse Y is less than or equal to v dot y plus 2, no, plus 1 even, then. Yeah, it's a big if statement, but it will make sense. So if all that, then v dot x equals new x, v dot y equals new y. That's why we put those variables in the beginning. And now we want flib dot replace line. So this will replace a specific line. I'm just going to move my mouse out of your way. Just replace a specific line in this file. So replace line, it's icon location, and we want it on v dot x line. I don't know why I did that. So v dot x line, v dot x line, and then it's new x, and then flib dot replace line, same thing again. So icon location, v dot y line, new y. And then what we want to do is we want to draw the icons. So draw icons, call that function, end it, and there should be 2 ends over here. Yep. And we want to hit a return false and end. So the drag icons function is now there. So while I'm here, I'll just go while OS running do while OS running do. I got confused for a second then. And so I'm just going to come in here and go drop that down. Event equals os.pull event. Just because I like to use pull event raw, and as you can see I'm putting it into a table, and you'll see why in a minute. So if event 1 is equal to mouse underscore drag, then if event 1 is equal to mouse underscore drag, then if event 2 equals 1, then we'll just end that as well. And then it's mouse underscore, it's icon drag, event 3, event 4, and that's sort of that part there, but not really. So I'm just going to use my cheat sheet again, sorry about this. Right, I'm back. So it's event 3, event 4, event 3, event 4. And that should be fine. So what I'm going to do is draw initial, draw icons, save, exit, OS. Right, so we're just going to test it right quick. So we've got that. Okay, so OS 91 attempt to call nil. Edit OS. Where's 91? I think I know where the error is as well. 91. No. Ooh. What did I do here? Ah, drag icon, that's why. And I'm hoping I used a capital I. Yeah, I did. Right, so OS. Right, so now if we drag it, awesome. That works. So we can, well, we have to restart that. And the reason I had to actually restart that instead of just terminating is because I haven't actually added that in yet. So I'm just going to do this now. If event 1 equals terminate, then term dot clear, term dot set cursor, just tprint 1,1. Thank you for this. Just because I can. Sleep 1. Term dot clear. Term dot set cursor position 1,1. So just to test that. So if I Control T, thank you for this, and then it clears. Awesome. So edit OS. There's one thing I forgot to put at the end though, and that was OS running equals false. And that'll stop the loop. I could also end a break if I wanted to. I'll have a break, so I'll just break like that. But for this, I'll just put a break in there. So just break. Right. And while I'm here, one thing I need to do so draw initial. Just slam that in there, hit OS, and if I drag this around, nope. 101. I think I spelled initial wrong again. Yeah, I did. So if I drag this around, it should refresh. Nope. Okay. Terminate. Thank you for this. Blah, blah, blah. Edit OS. I think this needs to go here. So draw initial OS. There we go. Icons are now draggable. So that's basically how you make the draggable icons. And I'll show you how to do all the rest of that now as well. Show you the main reason for using the tables. So, edit OS. So now, we can go like this. If SLC equals 1, then don't know what's all the way down here, so I'm just gonna, yeah, because I need another end, so I'll just put that end here. Else if SLC equals 2, then, and I haven't, so this will be draw menu, and come back up here to where we've got the local variables. I'm just going to add the SLC in here. So local SLC equals 0. No, SLC equals 1. There we go. Quickly save that. Right, so now we have the table function, so we've got draw icons and all that. So last one for the icons is local click icon equals function end, and it's basically the exact same thing as the one above. So I'm just going to go mouse X, mouse Y, but that's all you need for this one. So now it's for and for KV in pairs icons do if k is not equal to nil, then if mouse X is greater than or equal to v dot X and mouse X is less than or equal to v dot X, I think it's mouse X, v dot X plus 2 less than or equal to v dot X plus 5. Don't know why it's plus 5 up there, shouldn't be. Oh no, that's fine. So if it's just v dot X, yeah, that's all fine. I'm going too far into this. And mouse Y is greater than or equal to v dot Y plus 2 and mouse Y is less than or equal to v dot Y plus 5. Then yeah, so if that's that, then it's v dot action, and that's pretty much that for there. Drop down here, go return false. And try that. What line's that? 118, and expected. Oops. Right, where's the end? So what did I do wrong? So click icon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's what I did wrong. Right, so if I click on this, it should... No? Ah, that's why. I get you. I get it. It's because I didn't actually put the click event in, so... Edit. OS. I'm forgetting little things now. Sorry about this, guys. Right, so if event blah blah blah, else if event 1 equals mouse. No, I can't do that. It needs its own line. So if event 1 equals mouse underscore click, then end that. So if it equals mouse underscore click, then if event 2 equals 1, then. So basically event 1 is the actual event, event 2 is the type of trigger, so say button 1, button 2, button 3, or a key press or anything like that. You'd put that in there. Obviously left click is button 1, so that's how that works. Just thought I'd sum that up as well. So if event 2 is equal to 1, then click icon, mouse X, mouse Y, and that should work. We'll find out. So if we click on the icon, 87 attempt to compare nil with number. So what's an 87? A lot of this is me being an idiot, so sorry for that. v.x, v.x, mouse X, mouse X, mouse Y, v.y, mouse Y, v.y. Why is that comparing a nil with number? MOUSE. That shouldn't be comparing nil with number. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on here. Figured it out, guys. I was being an idiot. I put mouse X and mouse Y in here instead of event 3 and event 4. Sorry about that. I don't see how any of you guys find my tutorials useful. Right. Now it should work. There we go. And obviously you can redesign this, so I'm just going to go like that. And paint that purple and, I don't know, this outline red, just to show you. File, save. And it does require a reboot though. So if I just go OS now, there we go. And because they're both using the exact same icon, they'll both change, unfortunately. I will... actually, I'll fix that now. I can't exactly make a tutorial where things don't work now, can I? So hang on. Why didn't that work? I know why. Because I didn't actually declare where I wanted the icon to come from. So draw icon. Instead of this, I'm just going to go with load image. Did I put anything in here? Icon location, anything like that? No. Now I'm just going to add it in here. So I'll just icon img equals, and I can't remember what I called it. I think it's just icon run, because that's got the file name in it. So icon run, and just do that. Icon img equals icon run, and just do that. Right, that should fix that for now. So if we come in here, let's go v dot icon img and load the OS. There we go. Only the top one's changed, and if we click on this one, we can make this one green. File, save, and if I exit, it shouldn't actually do anything. No, won't do anything because I haven't defined anything for it to do. But yeah, so that all changes, which is pretty cool. So next thing, I'm pretty sure you can all figure out how to set up the start menu from watching this, but I'll do it anyway, just because I feel like it. This video's going on for bloody ages as it is, but I might as well. So edit OS. Next thing, so while I'm here, I'm going to do my table option for clicking the thing. So local click menu equals function mouse X mouse Y, and for KB in pairs, begin ops do end if mouse X is greater than or equal to v dot X. Just tidy this up. Oh, Jesus. And mouse X is less than or equal to hash v, and mouse, that hash v is just the string length for that index, and mouse Y is equal to v dot Y, then v dot action. And I need to put another end in here, so just end. And I'll drop that down one more, just to make it look nice. Then over here, return false. No, I don't want to exit yet. So now we have that. So if src equals 2, then draw begin, I think it was called. Event equals os dot pull event raw. Bang it in its table. And then if event 1 equals terminate, then I'm just gonna break it, just because it's a lot simpler. I'm too lazy to write all that code again. Then if event 1, and I can already see my mistake here. So if event 1 equals mouse underscore click, then what did I call it? Click menu, click menu, event 3, event 4. So if and if end, I believe that's right. We'll find out soon. If event 2 equals 1, then end. We'll see if I need another end. I think I do. Yep. I knew I needed another end, I just wasn't too sure, so I thought I'd test it first rather than getting an E of expected. So just slam an end there. And I haven't actually defined anything to start it up yet. So I just need to terminate that. Blah blah blah. Edit OS. Ignore them, main loop. So if event 1 equals mouse click, then if event 2 equals 1, then if event 3 is greater than or equal to 1 and event 4 equals 1, then SLC equals 2 and no else, and then I'll put an end there. So it should do that. Awesome. It's not actually printed anything yet. I don't know why. So I'm just going to terminate it. And I'm just going to start off. So I'm just going to set this to SLC2 because this video's got way too long. So if we OS it, that's not actually working. So I'll figure that out. I'll actually figure out why now. So edit OS. So why is it not working? It should be drawing fine. But just in case, I'm going to figure this out now. So draw begin. I don't know why that's not drawing properly. I'm going to try that. No? I don't know why it's not working. So give me a minute, guys. I'm just going to figure this out again. Right back, guys. I've managed to fix it. I'll just show you what I did actually. So edit OS. First thing I realised what I did was down here. When we come to draw begin, I was setting the background colour, but I wasn't setting the text colour. So I changed it to color print, print K, v.background, v.txt, so it actually prints it properly. And then the second one was the click icon. No, it was click menu, wasn't it? Yeah, click menu. Over here, I put #v when it was supposed to be #k. And yeah, so that all works now. So if we load up the OS, we get these, so we can restart, shut down, and edit the OS. Yeah, because I haven't actually defined anything for it to do when you exit a program. For example, I'll show you. For example, if we were to exit that, it would just crash. Wouldn't really do anything, and that's because we haven't defined anything for it to do. So I'll leave that bit up to you guys. But yeah, one thing I am going to do first though is I'm going to make sure it all works properly. So SLC equals 1, and I'm going to add one extra line of code in here. Where is it? Yeah, right here. I'll just go draw initial, draw icons, and spell initial correctly. And before I exit that, another thing I'm going to do is slc equals 1 and os.q event mouse underscore click, and run the OS. So that all works now. So if we do that, if we exit, it doesn't bug out. So guys, sorry for this extremely long tutorial episode. There was a lot I wanted to get done in it, and I didn't really want to cut it down. So I hope you guys actually stayed and watched right to the end, and I hope you guys find this tutorial useful. It's my introduction to a lot of things, to be honest, and I'm going to be using this one to carry on this tutorial series, and I'm going to be basically making a full operating system like this using these exact techniques. The other episodes will hopefully be a lot shorter, and I'll tidy up this code so it looks better. But yeah, so that's basically how all this stuff was done. Just move this again. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, tell me what you guys want to see next, because as always I do really care about you guys' feedback. Also, if you look at my channel, I've put a playlist, well I've set up a playlist for things that you guys have created using my tutorial. So if you've made something, send me a link to it and I'll add it into the playlist. It's the least I can do. So yeah guys, as always, I'm NDFJ. This is the Advanced Tutorial Series, Extended Edition, apparently. I will probably see you again very, very soon, once I think of some new material to do. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye!